Hello, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. I just really wanted to talk about the books I've acquired as of late, of various different sorts. Here is my stack. She's kind of hefty. I don't know. I usually don't acquire this many books, but I've had a huge book acquisition era over the last couple weeks. I have 10 books to share with you. 5 of them are from just buying them. I just bought 5 books. 4 of them are from the library, and 1 is borrowed from a friend, and I do need to give that back to her, so I should read it soon. And that would be this beautiful copy of Giovannis Room by James Baldwin. I have been wanting to read this book for my whole life, for quite a while. I tried to read it maybe a year ago, and I just couldn't find the time to sit down and actually get deep into it. And so I saw my friend had this book. I was like, I want to read that so bad, and this edition is so gorgeous. Can I please borrow it? And she said yes. And now it's been several months, and I have yet to read it. Self-imposed deadline a couple weeks from now, when I will see my friend and I have to give this back to her. I have to have read it by then. If I don't, fucking yell at me, okay? So that's my first book. These are the 4 library books that I have. 2 are for my classes, and 2 are just for pleasure. So we'll do the one for my class first. Slavery in Colonial America, 1619 to 1776. I'm not going to read this whole thing. I'm going to read the excerpts that my professor tells me to read, and we'll see if I even read those. But it's for my African American history class, so, you know. For my Intro to African Black Diaspora Studies class, we will be reading Indigo by Beverly Jenkins, which is a romance novel, which is really exciting. I actually need to read this. I need to read the first 8 chapters by Tuesday, which is kind of a lot, but I'm hoping it'll just be so wonderful and I can just speed through it. I've never read a romance book for a class before, so I think this will be fun. It better be good. If it's bad, I'm gonna be really upset. So I hope it's good. And if it's really good, maybe it'll put me in the romance mood I've been waiting for. I've been saying I was in a literary fiction era, and then now I'm in a nonfiction, short story, and sci-fi era. It's all that's calling to me right now. And I've been saying for months that I want to get into a romance era, because sometimes I just want to kick my feet. Sometimes I just want to tee-hee, giggle, and kick my feet a little bit. This is about the Underground Railroad. It's romance as these people are escaping slavery. So I don't know if I will be kicking my feet. I have to read it, so. And it'll be like a little book club. It'll be like a little book club with my class, so I hope that this is gonna be really fun. Next book that I'm currently in the middle of, and I'm moving kind of slowly through. I was speeding through it for a while, but no longer, is Mean Boys by Jeffrey Mack. It's a series of personal essays. It's a personal essay / memoir type situation. This is what I'm saying when I'm in a nonfiction era. This was enrapturing me when I first started reading it. And it's not that it's not enrapturing me now. It's just I've fallen off reading this because I've had other things that I've been reading. And it's just talking about his life as a gay Chinese American man whose father is super evangelical, and he has had issues with substance abuse, and he spent a lot of time in nightlife, gay New York, Berlin, art world nightlife, and just musings about his life and the world and things like that. I'm liking it so far. I am 100-ish pages in, and I would love to finish it, but I had to take a break because I've been reading Thornhedge by T. Kingfisher. It's cute. It's a little novella about a girly little fairy girl named Toadling who, it's Sleeping Beauty retelling, which I didn't realize when I started it. But totaling like creates the magic that keeps Sleeping Beauty asleep. Mixed feelings about it. I started this because a bookstore near me had it as their like book club pick. And my partner took me to that bookstore on a date, and I saw that they were having a book club for this book. I'm like, it's short, I can finish it on time. Did not finish it on time. This is a 110-page book. I finished 70 pages before the book club, and I had like several weeks. So I think going to the book club in the middle of the book is changing my feelings on the book. So I probably am not gonna do that again. But I will finish it because I'm almost done. I've read a little bit more since then. I'm like literally page 97. I'm so close. I'm so close to finishing this book. I need to be done with this so I can get back to all the other books I need to be reading, including the books from this here stack, because oh my gosh, so many anticipated books in this stack. Let me get into detail here. Octavia's Brood is a anthology of science fiction stories from social justice movements, it says. All like writers that have been influenced by Octavia Butler in some way. I'm really excited for this. You know I love black sci-fi. Like I love black sci-fi. So the cover is gorgeous. Literally look at that. Tell me that's not the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your life. You can't, because it is. I don't think I've read anything by any of the authors that are in here yet, but there are some names that I recognize, such as Tananarive Due. I'm so excited to read this. I got this from bookstore in Chicago, because they were having a little come read and chat and drink beverages night there one time, and I had to go, and I got this book while I was there. Literally can't wait to get to it. The next books I got, A Dying Colonialism by France Fanon. Like I said, in my nonfiction and short story era. So I've been wanting to read more France Fanon ever since I read a little bit of him in one of my philosophy classes. And I know he wrote The Wretched of the Earth and Black Skin, White Masks, but this is him talking about the Algerian Revolution and how that went, and like philosophizing around it. So excited for this. This is the only France Fanon I saw that they had in the bookstore, and it was calling to me because I want to read more of his work. This book I got as a blind date with a book. It was raising money for buying more books for Chicago Public Schools. This is actually an advanced uncopy edited edition, which I didn't realize, but that's probably why they were doing it like for the donation thing, because I don't think you can sell these. I don't remember what exactly it was that the little blurb said on the front, but it was saying all the right words to intrigue me, and I was like, this has to be the one. It said like genre bending or something. I've been hearing great things about Irish literature just like online from other booktubers, so I'm excited to read this. And it sounds cool, and like the title's cool and the cover's cool. So, you know what? I'm down for it. And I love to be introduced to new books in fun and interesting ways. Time for two of my most anticipated books, literally of the year and ever, okay? So, Magical Realism, Essays on Music, Memory, Fantasy, and Borders by Vanessa Angelica Villarreal. Look at this cover. First of all, look at this cover. I found this book for the first time when I was just perusing a bookstore in Atlanta, and I was like, this is the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen. This is right up my alley. I love magical realism. I love just like speculative stuff, and not only do I love Black speculative fiction, I love Hispanic speculative fiction. So up my alley, literally perfect for me. I'm excited to read this so much. At the time, I couldn't buy it because this is like a pretty hefty hardcover, and I was like, I can't justify spending that much on it. And then Chicago bookstore, Call and Response, was having 20% off hardcovers, and I went and I got this very hardcover because I saw it, and I was like, yes, this is my time to buy it. It was still kind of expensive, but I just need to own it. And now that it's mine, I can do all sorts of underlining and all sorts of highlighting and writing, and I'm so excited to read this book. This is a 5-star prediction for me. I believe that I will scream from the rooftops about it when I read it. And I believe this will spark and feature in many a blog post for me because, I'm just so excited. This is right up my alley and all this stuff I love to talk about and think about. So I'm so excited for this. And finally, what no one has heard me stop yapping about since I learned that it existed. Model Home by River Solomon. Everyone knows River Solomon is my favorite author. I have loved every single thing that I've read by this author, and I anticipate this to be no different. I went into Sorrowland this year blind, and guess what? It was one of my favorite reads of the year. I'm ready for this book to join Sorrowland up there as one of my favorite books of the year. I'm so excited. This is, I think, considered a thriller. I don't even really read thrillers like that, but I'm down for it. It's a haunted house story. I don't even read horror like that either. I'm down for it. I'm just down for anything River Solomon wants to write, and I will read it. That's literally all I know about this book, and I'm gonna keep it that way. I love going into things blind, especially if I think I'm really already gonna like it. I feel like that's the best way to consume work, is to just not know anything and then go in with 0 expectations. Obviously I have high expectations, but like I have no content expectations, and we're just gonna see what happens. And I'm so excited. I love this cover. It's very different from all the other covers that they've had. I'm trying to finish all my other books so I can read this as soon as possible. I pre-ordered this book. I have not pre-ordered a book in years. That's how excited I was for this book. I pre-ordered this book, and I went out of my way to go pick it up on release day because I just needed it. These are all my books that I've acquired recently, semi-recently, / since I've seen you last, whatever. In order from most to least excited about them, we have Model Home, Magical Realism, Giovanni's Room, Octavia's Brood. These are the ones I'm most excited for, and I'm gonna try to get to as soon as possible. We'll see what happens. I'm a mood reader. I get to things when I get to them. Next up is Mean Boys, Indigo, This Plague of Souls, and A Dying Colonialism, and Thornhedge. All of these. These all are just kind of like general pleas to be reading them. I do think I will enjoy them. And then finally, Slavery in Colonial America. I'm sure I'm gonna learn a lot. It is for class. I will not be reading that cover to cover, but I did get it from the library. So support your local libraries, folks. Do not buy your books brand new if you can get them from the library, especially if they're for class. Good to talk to you. Good to see you. Please let me know if you have been reading anything exciting, if you've come into some new and exciting books. I would love to hear from you. Follow me on Storygraph. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you next time.